Do you know how estate sales work? Are you familiar with the process and the fee? And today, we're with Steve from Estate Sales by Connor. Steve,
Yes.
Thank you so much for having you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, today, it will be wonderful to hear from you how estate sales work
Okay.
and how are they going to benefit for someone who is doing, estate sale in the future?
Sure, absolutely. So typically 95% of the time, the estate sales we work on, someone has passed away. We're dealing with the loss of a loved one, so someone going through the grieving process. And the other 5%, of course, is someone downsizing or maybe moving into assisted living. So in terms of the sale process, we provide a service. So we take them through a timeline of the process and how that would work. We typically like a 4 to 5 week window of doing an estate sale for our advertising and marketing to kick in. And then, we prepare an estate. That typically takes 4 or 5 days. It's definitely a process. Every estate is unique, but the process is universally similar.
Right.
So,
And how long have you been doing that?
doing this
Yes.
pretty much all my life, but full-time in Los Angeles, and we cover the greater Los Angeles area. Full-time, I would say maybe 12 years.
12 years.
Full-time.
And what makes you get into this profession?
Well, I've been in this most of my life. I've been to auction. I used to go with my father when I was back in the UK. And then when I came over here, my son started, funnily enough, to go to estate sales with me at the weekends because I had a small PR marketing company.
Right.
And then he started coming with me at the weekends to estate sales, and as he grew, actually the Queen Latifah show noticed a video online, and they said they needed to have this 7-year-old, he was 7 years old at the time,
Right.
on the show. So he went on that show. The next day I went out, bought a truck, put his name on the side, and here we are.
And how do you appraise an item? How do you determine the value?
There's many sources online nowadays that you can go to. For example, art. There's askart.com or worthpoint.com or Invaluable or liveauctioneers.com that are specifically geared towards just art work, whether that's
Right.
abstract, oil, watercolor.
Right.
And then you have furniture, which is cherished. There's specific items for specific websites.
Right.
So I guess in answer to your question, there is a medium of prices. Some can be generally higher than other websites or auction houses, but together you get a happy medium where the client's happy, the customer's happy as well, and also we do this for a living as well, so we have to make some money. So there's a happy medium between all parties.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm always so curious, how do you advertise and track buyers, and how do you find them? Where do you advertise the estate sales?
We've been in this business a long time, as I said, 11, 12 years, and we've accumulated over 6,000 emails just on our mailing list. It is a community out there. The same people go to the vintage markets, they go to the garage sales, they go to the estate sales. This is a community that, and now of course you have the younger generation, the Gen Z and the millennials, they're on TikTok and they're influencing trends and markets and fluctuations in pricing and so on. And this may be good for your business as well.
Right.
Some of these TikTok people to have them promote an estate sale. Some of these people have 6 or 7 million followers.
Right, that's
We have
right.
someone who comes to our sale who has 6 million followers on social media. I mean, I don't think many more people watch Nickelodeon, do they?
Right. And my next question is, how do you handle those items that are not being sold?
Typically 25 to 40% of the household or the estate will be sold.
Right.
Sorry, 60%, 60 to 70 will be sold through. There will be a percentage that's left, 25, maybe 40% that's left in the property.
Right.
I have a list that I give to clients that have, we have donation centers.
Right.
If for example, if it's a realtor and they want their house cleared out, for the house to go onto the market to be room ready,
Right.
I have people who would take care of that. Each estate is unique, so you have to cater to each client in a different manner.
Right.
And I think that's what we aim to do
Right.
in a bigger picture.
Right.
So yes, the clearing out process is very important,
Right.
especially when you're working within a timeline as well. You may be crunching on a timeline where someone's trying to move into a home, and there's a deadline, and therefore the pressure's on, and then you just have to meet that deadline, make sure it's all set up properly. Things run smoother if you do things properly.
Are you insured, and how do you make sure, you know, the estates are safe and secure?
We are licensed, bonded and insured as a company. If the client needs more insurance, if it's a bigger estate,
Right.
and there's really expensive items like, you know, paintings that could be hundreds of thousands of dollars, we'll get more insurance depending on the client's needs. For security purposes, we have a one entrance in, one entrance out policy on most estates, so no bags. I would like to add that if there are higher end items, for security reasons, I will do a pre-sale, introduce items to a pre-sale buyers on a day or maybe over the course of 2 days to sell them items if I have specific buyers.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good to know.
This is a full estate. This is a typical 2-day, Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
We're actually going to do a half-day Sunday as well.
Okay.
So, you know, a 2.5 day with the amount of items here, I think will justify what this estate needs to liquidate it.
Were those good sellers? Or I mean, apparently
I mean,
not, because they're still there. But
Well, yeah, because it's specific. I think that they're memorabilia for people who are in this location. We are quite close to the Santa Anita
That's true.
race course here.
correct.
So yeah, they're of value to someone. I'm pretty certain of that. The buyers are the ones that ultimately, you know, determine that price.
You must have actually sold, I'd say, probably a couple hundred paintings, I would think, already, haven't you?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. There was watercolors and etchings, and on this one, lots of oil paintings. So I think we've done quite well over the few days we've been here.
As we continue through the house, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, living room, family room, kitchen with a little dining area. But if you go back to the estate sale, as you can see, they bring out and they set up everything throughout the property so it looks nice and open as you're, you know, looking, you know, for clients to come take a look at, you know, buying different things and stuff. You know, people see it, and a lot of times people will buy the antiques and things because it takes them down memory lane, which is like, wow, you know, it's like, hey, there it is. Somebody actually hand painted this, which is really nice. It probably wasn't painted before, and somebody, which an artist, really did this. You would actually find this in the Western days, in the Western homes and stuff. It's a boot puller, so you'd actually just put your foot on it, put your boot in here, and pull up your foot. You know, the boots have actually, it's a smaller end at the back of it. Easily sold for $35, but now here at the estate sale the last day, probably get it for $5. But yeah, you know, you got really nice furniture itself that, you know, you can get great deals at the estate sales, especially the last day. Yeah, in the kitchen area, it's real, I mean, it's like all these dishes here. You know, it's like the sad part is, today's kids, you go to hand them down, the kids don't want them anymore, it's sad. So that's why you have to give them to like an antique store so they can get them, and then those people will go down memory lane and buy them. What's really surprising to me are the 6 mid-century chairs. The table sold because the guy didn't need the chairs, so, but these things, I mean, you're looking probably, if you were at an antique place, probably like $150 a piece for these. Here at the estate sale, you're looking at $25 a piece. So, I mean, that's just crazy how some things sell, you think it's going to be a hot one, but boom, doesn't go. By the end of next week, the whole backyard is going to be transformed into really nice, you know, with mulch, some more planting around. You have a good oversized two-car garage, which is nice. Somebody could easily turn that into an ADU. But yeah, and then actually you turn around, you're going to actually see the surfboards here. We got approximately, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about, you know, like 10, 12 surfboards, all different sizes and stuff. John, one of the owners, actually made a bunch of them. There is a Henson. That surfboard, that's probably worth like around $2,500, $3,000. And what we also do too is we also help the homeowner out with all like a lot of the stuff that's left over, is that we actually, you know, put it up in my truck. I'll take it to, like Steve mentioned, to different donation places. Sometimes the seller likes to have, maybe it's to the Goodwill, Salvation Army, some small mom and pop boutique shops like in Altadena, Pasadena area itself, and we just donate that. And also there's another one, Savers, which is in Arcadia, which is really close. And these are all, you know, nonprofit places which you can go ahead and get like a tax write-off for.
Yeah, the Veterans Society of America is
exactly.
a good one.
The Veterans is a really good one,
Yeah,
especially
this home as well.
Oh yeah, because Walter was, you know, a veteran for the Navy. Thank you, Walter.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, and feel free to share, like, and subscribe to our channel. Stay trustworthy and keep it real.